Good morning, friends. This is Mayla. I'm back with another video. I am in the Tennessee area where our garden is zone 8A. I want to welcome you if you are new to this channel, and welcome back if you're not. Um, Today I'm standing in the area that we're going to be working in. It's a beautiful, bright, and sunny day. You can see the sun is beating down on my face, so we're going to have to get a hat today. But this is what I call my kind of little courtyard area. It is a small alcove at the end of my driveway where I have like an exterior door into my home and also the gate into my backyard. And then I have like little pavers in this area. This is where I dump all of my new plants, all of my over in this little covered little patio area. This is where I dump my plants that I am rehabbing. I have a bunch of pots here that need to be repotted. And this is also the area where all of the leaves collect. They collect at my front door and also they collect over here. So I don't know if the way the wind normally blows, it blows them all over to this corner. So there are still a bunch of leaves that we have not gotten up from the fall and winter this past season. So I am going to show you guys exactly what we're going to be doing because it's really bad, and we've got a lot to do today in such a little small area. Then I'm also going to show you all the plants that I have that we need to get in the ground. Some new happy babies that I have been wanting for a long time. A couple of them I won't be planting today, which are like the trees, but I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what we have. All right. So we're going to start off with an overview of what we have. We have our garbage cans. We just got like a pile of leaves here underneath our spigot. We've got a box, a random box with dirt from when I dug up hostas out of from my front tree rings. A bag of leaves and acorns that needs to go with the trash this week. Here is my bucket of hostas and a heuchera that I dug up out of my front tree ring. These are the ones that I'm keeping here for myself that we're going to plant in my back next to my garden shed. Not my garden shed, next to the big shed. So we're going to get these in the ground. They're just sitting in a bucket with some water at the bottom. We've got some euphorbia. That's the ascot rainbow euphorbia, and these are not looking good. These need to get in the ground as well. They're going to go in the same area. That's another euphorbia that I dug up out of my front garden bed when I planted all of the new hydrangeas. We've got a big pot of geranium that I overwintered in my garage. It's got mushrooms growing in it. But we need to cut back some of these stems. It's real leggy. Like, it's got a bunch of new growth growing. Like, all of this is new, but it's very leggy. So I think I'm gonna cut some of this back, and then we're gonna fertilize it and give it a little bit more sun in the backyard. We need to actually take those to the backyard. Don't know if that's going to happen today, but that's just, those pots have been sitting there since I potted them up last year. They're going to go on my new patios when I'm done with the patios, but they're just a pot with the sedum, the autumn joy sedum in it. I have some Evolvulus blue days. I have been wanting this plant. You really can't tell now. There's just a couple of little blooms on it, but I have been wanting this plant. It is a filler, and it also trails down. I got two 4-packs, and I'm gonna pot these up. Don't know exactly what yet, but we're gonna pot those up somewhere today. I grabbed 2 extra of the blue rug junipers. We have those dotted in various places in my garden around my house, and I think I'm going to put those in the ground somewhere. Not sure if that's going to be today. I've got some more geraniums, more geraniums, Got pink and white, and then I've got some more mandevilla that we're gonna pot up. I have for the very first time, I have a lantana. We're gonna put that probably in the ground somewhere. I've got one of my purple daydreams in my back garden bed died, so I got an extra one to pop in its place. And y'all, I found all of these on clearance. I got a bunch of the candy tuft. I actually, last year I wanted the Alexander's White. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a variety of the candy tuft. I wanted that one, but then everywhere I go is so expensive. And I was at Lowe's a couple of weeks ago and I saw these. It had a bunch of them, so I grabbed 10. They were half off. They were like right at $7, 6 something each. So I grabbed a bunch of these and I've just been watering them. They have already bloomed for the season. You know, it's a couple of blooms still left, but I just need to get them in the ground and then cut them back, and then it's just going to be a nice low growing evergreen that's going to go in my back garden bed. There are 10 of them. Found this heuchera on clearance the same day. This is a peachberry ice, I believe. Yeah, peachberry ice. That was about $6 and something. These are some big sizes. So now this is the big thing. So this is just a rose for my mother-in-law that I got off Heirloom Roses. And I told her this is the Parfuma Earth Angel. She already has one on one side of her garage, and she wants a second one. She wanted a second one, so I got that when they had a sale, and I'm just keeping that until I can get over there and plant that in her garden. Here we have my banana trees, y'all. I got the red abysmia, I believe is the name. It's the red banana. I bought it from Home Depot online, and I was only looking for one, and they did not have, well, you could just buy one. They had a 3-pack for like $20.50 or something. So I went ahead and bought 3. I gave one to my mom. It's already potted up at her house. These things have already gotten bigger, and I've only had them for about 2 weeks. So let me show you. We already got a new leaf coming in. These things get really huge, and although they are not cold hardy in my zone, what I plan on doing is overwintering these. We are just gonna pot them up in huge pots, but I'm gonna put it in a plastic pot inside the big pot. And what I'll do is in the fall, right before winter of every year, we're gonna cut it back. We're gonna move it into the garage, or hopefully into a greenhouse if I have one by then. Not sure. Those are my plans. But anyway, and we're gonna move it indoors and then bring it back out next year. So I have 2 of them for myself. Where I'm gonna put one is right here, where I had my birds of paradise. It kept dying on me, y'all. I don't know what it is. It kept dying on me, so I said I'm done with birds of paradise outside. I'm just gonna stick to the one that I have indoors. So we're gonna dig that dead root ball out of there. We're gonna put the banana tree in there, and then we're gonna leave it right here at this alcove, and then we're gonna also have one in my backyard. Then look at my tree, y'all. I got this Eastern Red Bud flamethrower from my local Kroger. Can y'all believe it? I was stopping by Kroger just to pick up some broccoli for my son because he was trying to meal prep and we were out of broccoli. And as I walked up, they had all of their fruit trees lined up, so you could just see like a row of green fruit trees, and then right behind all of those you could see this tall, standing up way tall above the rest of them, this beautiful color just sticking out the top. Now it has leafed out a whole lot more since I've had it, but it was just like just a few leaves on the top, and you could see it. And I'll post a picture of what it looked like up against the Kroger. And there was no price tag on it. Let me turn the camera around so y'all can see me. So there was no price tag on it. They had a price tag at the bottom that said fruit trees. I think they were 3 or 5 gallon buckets. 5 gallon. No, they were 3 gallon buckets, but they were the fruit trees. And then they said $25.99. And then this was the only red book that was out there. They had no sign for it. There was no sticker on it, nothing. So I went on the inside. I asked a couple of people. One guy came out. He's like, I don't know. They would probably have to honor this price. I said, well, let me go in and ask the lady that was by the floral arrangements. Went in there, got her. She came out and she said, I'm not sure. It has no tag. She said, what I would do is I would grab it. I would take a picture of the price tag and I would take it into the customer service and tell him that it's no price tag on it. This is where they were sitting. It's all in the same size buckets. But actually, this one is a little bit bigger than the 3 gallon or 5 gallon, I can't remember, buckets that they were on. But I will post a picture. And she said, take it in there and tell him. And she said, he will have to give you this price. I grabbed that tree so fast, put it in my shopping cart. I had already bought my groceries. I went back in, I went to the customer service, and I told the guy, explained everything. This was the only one out there. There was no price tag. The only sign out there was for the fruit trees. And they were $25.99. They were all the same size. And he was like, well, I don't know anything about this tree. He said, is that a fair price? And I said, yeah, I believe so. And then he said, so you okay with paying that price for this? I said, sure, because it was a couple of branches that was like broken off. And I pointed out, I said, especially because there are a couple of branches broken off. I said, this tree probably would be a little bit more expensive than this. I said, but there are a couple of branches, so I'm okay with that. I said, okay. He rang it up for $25.99. Y'all, I got this tree for $26. This tree already stands about 7 feet tall. An Eastern redbud flamethrower and like I believe a 5-gallon bucket for $26. That was my win for the day. I had been having a rough week that week. You know, a lot of things have been coming up. You know, with the house and, you know, water leaks and had to get a new refrigerator for my rental home and just a bunch of things. Garage broke over at the rental home. So, when I came across this, I said, okay, this is my win for the week. So anyway, I got that. And then, but a couple days before that, I was over at Home Depot. And let me show you what I got from there. I have been wanting this tree for years and haven't found any in my local area that I felt like, you know, was the right price. And then I really couldn't think of where I would put it in my yard. So I just, you know, kept overlooking it. But let me turn you around and show you what I found at Home Depot. And I'm sorry. Look at this beauty. This is a Picea pungens globosa. And it is on a standard. So it is on a standard. They have a tree form. Is I don't know what size bucket that is. What, maybe 5 gallon, 7 gallon or something. But these trees normally are like $150, $200 for this size, and I found it for $89.98. So I got this for 90 bucks. Oh, it's a 7 gallon. It's in a 7 gallon. And yeah, this is the Picea pungens globosa standard. So it won't get much taller than this. It's already on a standard. The actual trunk is wrapped. They had it wrapped. But this little ball will get a little bit bigger. And I just think it's really cute. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. I'm thinking possibly right there on the corner of my front garden bed, right next to my Annabelle hydrangea. So like right there on the corner, because it's not going to get that big, it's going to stay nice and short and petite. I think I'll put it there, but that won't be today. I'm just going to continue to water it. It'll stay here and get a little bit of sun until I know for sure where I want to put that. So those are my two wins: my flamethrower red bud, my globosa on the standard, all of my clearance Lowe's plants, my red banana tree, this shade, my red banana tree that we're gonna get potted up today. So yeah, and then we got to get all of these leaves. You see all the leaves in my hosta flower bed, all of the leaves down here, caught up in my my dwarf mondo grass, along with all of the what am I trying to say? A lot of the pollen that has dropped from the trees. Then over here, back in the corner, it's just leaves galore. Just leaves, leaves, leaves. Bunch of leaves back there. Leaves over in the corner. So we need to clean all this out. Lizards running over everywhere behind us. I hear noises and I turn around and I see lizards by the garbage cans. But anyway, yeah, we're going to clean up all these pots, get some of these plants in the ground, and then we're going to rake up all these leaves and just clean this area up. So let me stop rambling and talking and let's get to it.
Shots and you're pouring me a fit, but no girl's ever looked at me like this. Your roommate's pissed, she's halfway out the door. We throw our glasses back and I shiver as your hair kisses the floor. I can't remember which party we danced through that night. The boys asked stupid.
It's very sunny out here, so I believe I'm going to move to the garage. I pulled my car out. I just blew out some of the leaves that was on the ground, and we're going to set up shop right here in my garage, and I'm going to pot up all of these flowers and then all the plants, and then we'll come out into the garden and plant everything that we're going to plant in the ground. All right, I got my setup. I have all of my pots, and I kind of have the plants next to the pot that they're gonna go in. So I got all of my fertilizers and soils and worm castings and everything back there. Attempt to use my microphone this time. I'm gonna put it on so that you guys can hear me better. I'll check to make sure it is recording a little ways after we get started, because I haven't used it in a while, so it may be a little learning curve again. I want to get better with using the microphone because I know the sound is better, and sometimes, you know, when you're walking around you may not be able to hear very well, so we'll see. I'm trying to work better at it. So I do believe first I'm just going to pot up these geraniums. I have 3 of them, the hot pink color, and these are just regular seed geraniums, got from Lowe's. I have 3 of them, and I have 3 of these little pots that go in this stand right here. I'm not going to get rid of all of the soil. I'm going to refresh it. I keep hearing noises. I think something's crawling. Just going to sprinkle a little bit of biotone and a little bit of plant tone in here, as well as some worm castings. Fertilizer and worm castings and things like that to feed your plants is very important with potted plants because they are not receiving any of the nutrients from the soil, the native soil in the earth. So it's important that you feed your potted plants and give them good organic matter. Getting rid of some of these dead. And geraniums are so easy to just pop off the dead blooms and the dead leaves. I love it. Just pluck it away. You'll hear a little snap. Okay. Fertilizer. Worm castings.
We just laugh at the secret we can't hide. For the first time, Cinderella's staying out past midnight. Your lips press soft against my shoulder. It's not forever. It's just a moment we can smile at when we're older. You grabbed my hand and dragged me to your room.
With geraniums, I hope I'm recording. I think I am. With geraniums, once the blooms are spent, it's very easy for you to deadhead it to keep the blooms coming. Just like you see, like all these blooms that are coming that have not completely opened yet. And it will continue this all season long, spring, summer, and fall. But it just looks better if you deadhead the dead ones. And all you do is go down to the base of where it is. So like this one is a spent one. You just go down to the base of this. Let's see. You see, this is a stem of it. You just go all the way down to the base. And let's see if you can hear it. Did you hear that snap? And it snaps right off at the bottom, very easy. We're going to do this one all the way down to the base. There we go. And it's gone. Well, let's do this one. This one will be easy for you to see. That's one that's spent. Now, this is the stem it's on. Go all the way down to the base right here. I just take my thumb and my index finger and snap it. And it's snapped off. So now this plant looks a lot better with all of the spent blooms gone. And we're going to pot it up.
My heart takes off and doesn't stop till she's halfway to the moon. Suddenly we're sober and we're shy. But someday we'll be brave enough to look each other in the eye. I can't remember which party we danced through that night. Boys ask stupid questions, we just laugh at the secret we can't hide. For the first time, Cinderella can't hear the clock strike with her lips.
So Next, I am going to pot up one of my red banana trees. It's gonna go in this big pot, but I'm not going to pot it directly into the soil right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to pot it in here, just a plastic pot that I have that's about the size of this pot, sits neatly in here. I'm going to pot this in here with soil so that when the winter time comes and I'm ready to put this away to overwinter it, all I have to do is pick this up, move it into a warmer spot for the winter, and then next spring bring this back out and sit it back in here. So that's what we're gonna do. There we go. Gonna slide it right in here. I don't know if I'm gonna need this bamboo stake, but I just stuck it back alongside it. I'm not gonna tape it up right now. If it starts to lean or something, the bigger it grows, then I'll stake it up. Let's see. Where to next? Let's do my hanging baskets. Okay. So I purchased on Amazon last year and I never did get a chance to pot them up. Some plastic hanging baskets. And it's 2 baskets and they are self-watering. So hopefully that'll help. I have not gotten to the place where I've hooked up my my hanging baskets to drip yet. I think I'm going to put some on this arbor that's on the outside of my garage if I can find the fuchsia plants that I had in my hanging baskets that died last year because they were on the front of my house and it was getting too much sun in the evening time. But if I put them on this side, this my garage side, it is east facing, so the sun rises in the east, but by midday the hot afternoon sun is on the opposite side of my house, and so it would be better for the fuchsia plants to hang off the arbor over here. And if that's the case, if I can find 2 fuchsia plants, I'm gonna put them in these 2 big hanging and hang them off my arbor. And I purchased some new cocoa core liners for that. But for my evolvulus plants, blue days, I'm gonna put in these 2 plastic hanging and put these probably in my backyard somewhere.
Against my shoulder, it's not forever. It's just a moment we can smile at when we're older. It's not forever. It's just a moment we can smile at when we're older. You hit your face the next morning in line for the waffle art. I forgive you, I was nervous too. A couple years flew by till we talked for hours at a house party in College Park. We didn't kiss, we just reminisced. I don't remember which one of us was last to reply. Boys still ask me stupid questions, I just scoff and roll my eyes. Now I know that Cinderella don't need no prince to survive. Sometimes I check up on your profile. It's not forever, it's just the way I tend to think of you and smile. It's not forever, it's just the way you cross cross my mind once in a while. It's not forever, it's just a moment we can smile at when we're older.
Hi guys, it is the end of the day for me. I'm happy with what I had a chance to get done today. As always, it's not everything that I wanted to get done, but it is a lot and it is a big step towards my goal. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, show you guys what we got done, and show you guys what I plan on doing tomorrow after work. All right. So you guys, look at my courtyard. It is back to a courtyard and not a dumping ground for leaves and plants. So I got just about all the leaves and the pollen and everything cleaned up from down here and in between these pavers. So now you can see my dwarf mundo grass again and how it has grown. I picked out a bunch of weeds that was down there, a couple more that I'm seeing now, but I will probably buy a little bit of more dwarf mundo grass to kind of pop into a few of the bigger spaces. These are the only plants that I have right here that needs to find a home. Two of my mandavillas, the rose that's going to my mother-in-law's, and then the blue junipers, the blue rug junipers back there. I know where they're gonna go, I just haven't planted them, so they'll stay here. Over here by my door entryway, I have my flamethrower tree that I don't know where it's gonna go, so it's just gonna stay here protected so that it doesn't get blown away, because you have to really stake these and protect these as they will break in half. So it is staked and it is over here with the protection. It gets morning to midday sun and then it's in the shade the rest of the day. This is my first red banana tree, and I know it looks crazy sitting in the big pot and then the small pot. I will probably go buy a bag of rocks or something and just go around those sides. I put this right here simply because my patios in the backyard are not done yet, and this is where I had planned on putting this. So this is my little 3 planter wicker planter with the hot pink geraniums. And I am probably gonna stain that bottom black probably sometime in the fall or next year. This is a guacamole hosta, and it does not look too good because I took it out and I separated and took half of it earlier this week, and so it's trying to bounce back. It was leaning over for a couple of days, but it was much bigger than this, but I did take half of it. This is the other guacamole hosta, and this one took a good beating. It is still leaning over. I took half of it also. Damaged the roots quite a bit, but these things are very resilient. They'll bounce back. So, and guys, I had not planned on doing this bed, but I started pulling weeds and then ended up taking out my plastic edging that I had in front of the brick edging. So I am not the type of person, I don't like to do both. I know there are some landscape and some gardening content creators that will put down the plastic no dig edging and then put the brick, the concrete, the stone either in front or behind it. I don't do that, but how I ended up with both is I initially put the no dig, and that's all it was going to be. And then after I finished with my 2 tree rings with those, I had a bunch of pavers left over. So I said, instead of just stacking them up in the backyard, I'm just going to put them right here. And so I just set them down in front with the intention of removing the plastic all along, but I'm just now getting around to it. So I did remove the plastic no dig edging and put the brick back, and then topped off the mulch. Cleaned up the leaves. This is the view from this side. I didn't get over here with the water hose to clean off the brick edging, but this is the view from this side. So my plan, guys, we had this fence put in last summer? I want to say yes, last summer. And you guys see how this is leaning in. So I'm so upset. The guy that did our fence was former, past tense. I do not recommend him anymore because of this. He was our person that we would go to do all of our renovation, and all of them had been indoor renovation. He added on an office for me. He completely did all of our flooring when we did our in-home renovation here, just a bunch of things inside. And he's really good. I had some issues with him, but I liked his final work. Well, he refinished some attic space for us last year, and once he turned some unfinished attic space into an office for me. And then once he was done with that, we asked him had he ever done wood fence, and he was like, yeah, sure, I can do it. I had to turn the camera around because I want you guys to see my face when I tell this story. So he was like, yeah, sure, no problem, I can do it. I can do a fence. We do fence all the time. I said, okay. I said, well, now the fence that I want is not just a regular schmegular wood fence that you see at everybody's yard. I had a picture of exactly how I wanted it, and this is nothing really special, but there were certain things that I wanted done. And I wanted it to look nice on the outside, and I also wanted it to look nice on the inside, kind of finished on both sides. And so he was like, yeah, I can do that. So there were certain things that he did, things that I had purchased for him to use, and while I was working, I would come out and he didn't use them, and just different things. He was trying to keep some of my unfinished wood that I had, and I had to tell him, no, that's mine, leave that here, I'm going to return that. Just a bunch of things. Well, a lot of the fence posts are leaning in. Not only that, the a lot of the 2x4s are starting to come apart. Let me turn the camera around and zoom in for you guys. So like right here, this is a corner post. Can you see that? That 2x4 in there is coming out. You can see all down this line. This post right here is leaning in. Another post down there is leaning out. You know, it's just not a straight line. And then let me take you around to my gates. So over here, it may be hard to hear me because my air conditioner is running. But you see, this is the post right next to my gate. And look at that. He just kept trying to dig the nails, to hammer or nail gun the nails in. And then he screwed in the screw. Well, all of them are starting to come out. Same down here. Um, So I suggested my husband called him for him to come back out and fix it. And I was going to suggest that he uh, get new 2x4s and drill pocket holes and then through the pocket hole, screw into the post. He kept dodging my husband's calls, would not respond to text messages. So we are done. I am not calling him. I am not using him again. I am not referring him. We had referred him to so many different people. He built on a sunroof onto my sister's home. Cut off, not using him again. I give you chances to make things right, and when you don't do right by me, and you screw me over like this, I'm done. So anyway, that's that. Let's get back to what we did today. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you where I put some of my potted plants in the bag. So I did not get a chance to plant the candy tuft, but I have 10 of them. So I have a plan on putting about 4 in front of each one of my Eagleston holly trees. But right now I haven't had a chance to. I got bags of mulch thrown in here. I had to get them off of the grass because my lawn guy is going to come over tomorrow and cut the grass. So my husband came out and moved them onto the bed. So once he finished mowing the lawn, I'll come out tomorrow, plant these, and then we will top. And once I pull all of the grass and the weeds out of the bed, then we'll top it off with the mulch. I have 4 right here, and then the other 3 is going to go in front of this tree. Y'all, I don't think my garas made it. Remember, I dug them up and tried to replant them. So there's one. Dead. There's another one. Dead. Here's another one. Dead. There's another one. Dead. Oh. And then there's one. Dead. And like I said, until we get the patio done, I just threw my red banana right here on top of the pavers because it is going to probably be in this corner of the patio. So that is there. It will get lots of good sun. This is the other geranium that I potted up, the one that I overwintered from last year. I put my pots of white geraniums right there. Y'all, my limelight prime tree died. Yeah, I started noticing it die last year, and I said, well, maybe it's just, sunburnt, maybe I didn't give it enough water. And I said, we'll see. I won't take it out. We'll see what it does next year. Well, it never came back. It's dead. So I need to take all of that out of there, and we'll put something else in that pot. That is I can't think of the name of it. Can't think of it, but I don't know if it's dead. It's white. supposed to be white. It's not brown. So maybe I'll cut it back and see. I don't know. No, I think this is a goner. I don't know. We'll see. And I put my big planter with the 2 huge geraniums there. I just set it right here, like I said, because the patios are not done yet, and a lot of these pots I plan to put on the patio. So we're just going to sit that right here in this bed. Here are the 3 gars that I brought over here. That one dead, that one half dead, and that one is half dead as well. So garas don't like to be transplanted. So I love it so well, I'm gonna have to buy some more. We're gonna get some more gara and put some here, and then some over in that corner. So I did not get a chance to come over here and plant my hostas and the heuchera and the Ascot rainbow euphorbias, but they're all gonna go over here in this bed. So I will just make sure they stay moist and watered until I can get out here tomorrow or the next day. And we're gonna clean up and dig out all that dead, probably that whole thing. Weed this really good, and then we'll mulch this off. Y'all, oh my goodness, look at my oak leaf hydrangea. Look at it. Oh my goodness, look at this leaf. Oh my god, like look at my hand and look at the leaf. Oh my goodness, this thing is almost as big as the tree. Look at the buds. This thing is gonna explode. Weeds that I gotta pull. Oh my goodness, this thing has tripled in size since I was back here about 2 weeks ago. This is the Gatsby, either the Gatsby Gal or the Gatsby Moon oak leaf hydrangea. Alright, obviously it loves its life over here in this corner. Just noticed I have got to get out here and paint these boards and put this espalier back, because look at these. Look at how much it's growing. It's growing so fast that I need to start training it up. But it's all the way up there now. It's growing. And just a month ago, I cut these all the way back down to the ground to nothing but sticks. So if anybody wants a fast growing vine, this honeysuckle is a good one. Alright guys, this is the end of the day for me. I ended up spending a little bit more time out here than I expected or planned, but I'm happy that I was able to get a lot done. Every time I walked past this area, I dreaded it. It was not my beautiful courtyard like I was used to. It was like a dumping ground, and so I'm happy that I can see it. It's clear, it's fresh, it's clean, and just like new beginnings. And also this hosta bed that I have at the end of my driveway, so now we can move on to other projects. I am tired. I'm gonna go in, rest, and enjoy the rest of this weekend and get ready for work tomorrow. So with that, I want to thank you guys for coming along. If you are not subscribed and you like the content I bring to you, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and hype the video also. It really helps my channel. You can leave comments in the comment section below. If you don't have any suggestions or comments or questions, you can just tell me who you are and where you're from. I love seeing you guys. I love hearing from you guys. I try to respond to everybody. I know it may not be as quickly as some other people do, but I do get to it when I can. And with that, I want to say thank you. And whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening when you're watching this, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of it. Bye, friends.